Welcome back, everybody, to the Binding of Isaac Randomizer. Today is going to be our first Keeper Greed Mode run. He is the last mark I think we need to get for Greed Mode right now, and then all we have to do is just keep beating Mom's heart over and over, keep putting more money in this machine, and then it's just a matter of time until we find our next character, pretty much. Seed is going to be, by the way, WMJ6G92C, and as always, the randomizer mod link is down below. Tears Up is pretty good. We do want to get a health up as soon as possible, though I'm not opposed to just waiting to find one, I guess, in our... Ooh, Chaos early on is a good one to get in like one of our item rooms as the run goes on here. Either way, though, I think we should win this run. We're always going to have some kind of health on the floor as the keeper, so we can save some money and always get healed back up if things go really wrong. There is that infamous clip on the channel from like 2 years ago, I think at this point, where we were playing as Tainted Keeper Greed Mode for the unlock, and I was pretty much standing inside my money hole over here, trying not to die for like 30 seconds straight. It's a pretty good clip. I think it's called like How to Get Cardiac Arrest in Isaac, like part 2. Something like that. Either way, it's infamous, and it's led me to know the true secret of winning Greed Mode as the Keeper characters. Either way, though, what I wanted to talk about today was the new trailer for one of my favorite movie series of all time dropped. And I was a little bit disappointed, but I'm still excited nonetheless. If you don't know, I'm a pretty big Indiana Jones fan. I grew up watching the movies. I have a lot of nostalgia tied to the franchise. I'm a huge Harrison Ford fan, and I think that they are fantastic movies. I really, really like them. The first 3, that is, I can take or leave Crystal Skull. I don't think it's as bad as everybody says, but it definitely does get worse in the later half of the movie. But it starts out just fine. Now, Indiana Jones has not really had like a mainline installment for a long while. Crystal Skull was either 2011 or 2012, depending on where you lived when it came out, and was not met with the most favorable of reviews, and for good reason too. Shia LaBeouf was, whoa, that's crazy. Shia LaBeouf was pretty awful in the movie. What the heck is going on with your creep? Hold on. What is that? Is this a new thing? Are you Dogma in disguise? Or is this like a new thing that Steven has? Disguised boss? Randomizer disguised boss? That'd be kind of crazy. But Shia LaBeouf was awful in the movie. Was that Gary Oldman playing the dude with the crystal skull? I think he was fine. Oxley, whatever his name is. He was fine. Wasn't like anything around. If that was Gary Oldman, it was one of his worst performances, but like he also has had a very astoundingly good career. But regardless of what I'm saying here, the new trailer came out and it looks, I don't know. I don't like to judge a movie right away by its trailer because I think a lot of movie companies do trailers pretty awful. This is a recent conversation we had on this series actually, but I think a lot of companies' trailers are pretty bad recently, so I like to wait and then bide my time on that. We're going to try to just go for Angel deals because I think Angel deals are still free as this character, and we have Chaos. I don't want to be paying for random items right now. But after all was said and done, it looks like indistinguishable, I guess, from every other action-adventure movie on the market ever. That was a close call right there. And what I mean by that is, like, Indiana Jones has always had a couple of things that I think set it apart from a series like Jurassic Park or like National Treasure, I should say. Not Natural Treasure. What am I talking about? It's always had a couple of main things that set it apart from the other franchises. One of those being like never a fear to bring religion or the occult into the franchise. I mean, the whole thing is based off the occult. It's whether it's the thuggy cult or the Christianity, it's all based on some kind of religious thing. And it adds a lot of texture to the main story they're trying to tell. But one of the other big things is Harrison Ford himself. He was the main attractor of the franchise when... I should buy a 3-cent key here, huh? He was the main attractor when the movies first came out. And the first Indiana Jones movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, is visually very good looking. It's got a nice, like, rich brown, grainy filter over it. It really lends itself to the environment they're in, which is usually either a desert or like a forest. It really helps that color palette shine, and I like it a lot. I think it's probably the most... It's hard to say, because people like to trash on Temple of Doom, the second one. Wow, this shop. Okay. Well, you should always take chaos in this game, honestly. People trash on Temple of Doom a lot. It's the most... It's not the most fun. I don't know how to phrase this. It's the most interesting one to me because it's pretty much the only one besides Crystal Skull that doesn't deal with Nazis or Christianity. And I'm a big fan of that. Get weird with it. Give me the fucking Sankara stones. You know, go to India, go to China, wherever you were in the beginning of that movie. Like, it's fun. It's cool, it's unique, it's fresh, it's campy, and I like it a lot. Spielberg's wife has gotten a lot of trash for playing that role because she was a whiny and like screamy character, but I think she fit the movie well. We went from Marion in the first one, it was this hardened, adventure, much like Indy, and her father was the person who mentored Indy, to a more damsel-like character. And it was a new dynamic that I think was good to explore for the franchise. I liked it a lot. And then Last Crusade is, I think, universally agreed upon to be, I wouldn't say the best one, but I think it's the most well-made. And I think the banter between the characters, especially Sean Connery and Harrison Ford, who he plays his dad in that movie, I think it's good. Sean Connery himself is a great actor, and him and Indy and I should say Harrison, like their dynamic it feels very natural, like a feuding father and son would. I think if anything, the acting in Last Crusade is the best the franchise has ever had. Of course, they bring back the Welsh actor to play Salah, which is a controversial choice because he's a Welsh man playing an Egyptian, but I'll give him a slide for it being from a different era in time. It's not the most offensive thing in the world, but you could have made a better choice there and just not brought the character back. Now here's the thing. Every movie I listed off right now, I love. If I could, I'd put all three of those in like some of my favorite movies ever, but I feel guilty because it's like all, one director and one series, but they're great. If you have not watched the Indiana Jones movies, you will not be disappointed. Now, a long break from the franchise, and they announced another one. I think it was still Spielberg directed. It might have been someone else, but it's called The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and it doesn't deal with Nazis. It doesn't deal with Christianity. It deals with Aztec and Mayan culture. It's an interesting choice to say, who are you? I do kind of want this. I know Ghost Pepper's pretty good, but the Tears Up is going to be really nice for what we have going on. Also, I'm going to buy soy milk for sure. You can't tell me I'm not going to buy this. Look at this, dude. We have a soy milk punchy laser with a bunch of double damage tears flying out the head of our freaking keeper. I'm stoked about this run. There better be a bomb in the shop. There's a bomb in the shop. Okay. Watch this. We get a 1 cent profit right here. Big fan of that one. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull gets announced. Take a drink. I wish it was alcohol, because this movie, when I said earlier that it wasn't a bad movie, I was being partially correct. I don't think it's that terrible of a movie, but the standard that Indiana Jones has set in the past, it is by a large margin the very, very worst. How did we not get killed? How is there a freaking trap door over there? It is undoubtedly the worst. It has the worst casting choices of the entire franchise, and they just keep bringing back characters. Part of the charm of Indiana Jones is it was an anthology at first. Every adventure was, you know, a new love interest, a new sidekick, new setting, new everything. I think when Last Crusade came out and the positive reception to having Marcus Brody back and having Sala back was so good, they thought one of the secrets to success was bringing back old characters. Please HP up. It could be down here. I'm not going to buy anything, by the way. Is that a... Okay, we're in a black market situation right now. I'll buy the half-price item, fine. That's actually, like, quite good for us. You're going to drop me money as well, aren't you? Oh, Steam sale? Damn. It's a 30-cent. I had to try. It's a 30-cent item. We'll buy all of it. There's our HP up right there. We'll spend on this shop, and then we'll probably end up being good for Ultra Read off of whatever the hell is down there. But I think the positive reception to bringing back old characters was a little bit too high for the time, because after that, oh, there was technology, dude. Every film past that point had to bring back a titular or beloved character. And in Crystal Skull's case, fantastic, great, glad I have that now. It was Marion, who was the love interest in the first movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know, long time ago. Their emphasis on trying to give Indy and Marion a second shot at their love story. Are we gonna die? Yes, we are.